Hello, welcome to Thursday. Not that that even matters, but whatever. So the answer to yesterday's last problem is 17 and 28 hundredths. So what I did is I separated the 78 hundredths into 50 hundredths and 28 hundredths because 50 and 50 is 100, and that was just easy for me to do. So I did see some right answers, so good job. I might have to sneeze in a minute, so excuse me. Sorry. These lovely allergies are happening now. It's great. Perfect time, right? All right, so today's problem set, we're at lesson 31 problem set here. And it's actually very similar to yesterday's. We're just adding in another whole number, and that's pretty much it. So we have two mixed numbers that we're adding together instead of a mixed number and a regular fraction. So we'll do a 1a. I just won't make it look the way they made it look, because it looks a little confusing that way. So 3 1/3 plus 2 2/3. So again, I think it's a good habit to circle your whole numbers, because you know me, I don't like to forget numbers. And we can combine these. 2/3 and 1/3 is 3/3, which, as we know, is one whole. So now we can add our whole numbers, and we actually don't have a fraction left over. 3, 4, 5, 6. So our answer is 6 to that one. It's just like yesterday's, but again, we're adding in another whole number. B, 4 1/4 plus 3 2/4. So again, these are our whole numbers. Here are our fractions that we're adding together. Actually, I guess it's not just like yesterday's, but this is the same kind of stuff that we've been doing. So we know how to do this. 1/4 and 2/4 is 3/4, right? 4 and 3 is 7. So just add your whole numbers, and our fraction is 3/4. I'm sure you probably could have done A, B, and C by yourself, for sure. And if not, don't worry about it. No. C, 2 2/6 plus 6 4/6. If you hear snoring, that's Penny. There's my whole numbers. Let's add our fractions here. 2/6 and 4/6. Ooh, 6/6. And what's that make? One whole. There's my other whole number. 2 and 6 is 8 plus 1 is 9. So we're moving right along here, boys and girls. Make sure you get outside today. It actually looks really nice. All right, so 2 says we're supposed to use a number line. And not as much as I like them, I don't really think we need to in this case. I understand why they put it on there, but I think we're just going to use the numbers today. So we have 1 3/4. That should be a challenge, though. If you want to show me on the number line, go for it. 1 3/4 plus 3 3/4. Now, right away, you should look at our fractions here. 3/4 is pretty big. That's pretty close to 1. So if we have something close to 1 and we have another one close to 1, we know that we're going to be over 1. So this is where it gets a little bit tricky, but you know you have all the tools already in your head to be able to do this. So again, I like to circle my whole numbers. Those are my whole numbers. And now 3/4 and 3/4, that's easy, right? Add your numerators. We have 6/4. But we know that we can't have that. That's an improper fraction. So what do? Let's pull out 4/4. I'm sorry, this is hard to see. And we're left with 2/4. How many times did we convert improper fractions to mixed numbers? So we got this. And that becomes 1. And we're left with 2/4. So let's add our whole numbers. 1 plus 3 is 4. 5 and 2/4. Now, if you were showing it on the number line, you would start at 1 3/4 and then add 3 wholes and then 3/4. So it's absolutely fine to do that. But this is the way that we're going to end up doing it. So I think we're doing better with this. But do you see how once I had that improper fraction, I have to change that? So make sure you take out your 4/4 and you're left with 2/4. We're on C, right? Yes. 3 3/8 plus 2 6/8. All right, I'm going to circle my whole numbers and I'm going to add my fractions. And it's nice because they have like denominators already, so I don't have to worry about converting because that will come up soon. 3 6 is 9, so we have 9/8. Now we know that's an improper fraction, so pull out your 8/8 and I'm left with 1/8. This 8/8 is 1 whole. 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 and 1/8. Looking good. We're already on the back. Use the arrow way. Like really? The arrow way? It's just what we've been doing. I mean, it kind of looks like they did 3A for us. Let's skip over. B. 1 3/4 plus 3 3/4. Oh, we already did this. Because they wanted us to use the number line, and now they want us to do the arrow way, which is the way we just did it. I'll just show this one again. This would have been a fun one to do in centers. We would be done by now. So even though we did it, we're going to do it again. Circle my whole numbers. Look, it's an arrow, kind of. 3/4 and 3/4 is 6/4. I pull out my 4/4 and my 2/4, and that becomes 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 2/4. All right, let's skip down to 4A, because we already did C anyway. Now it says whichever method you prefer, you're gonna do the way I'm showing you. 1 3/5, unless you want to get fancy with a number line, plus 3 4/5. Okay, circle my whole numbers. Let's add my fractions here. 3 and 4 is 7/5. Now we know we don't want an improper fraction, so pull out that, and we're left with 2/5. 1 plus 3 is 4, 5, 5 and 2/5. Didn't we already do this one too? No, it was similar. Okay. B, 2 6/8 plus 3 7/8. I'm going to circle my whole numbers. All right, add my fractions here. 6/8 and 7/8. So 6 and 6 is 12 plus 1 more is 13/8. Woof, that's a lot. Pull out my 8/8 for my 1 whole. What am I left with? I'm left with 5/8. Uh-oh, Izzy's coming. Oh, stop. 2 and 3 is 5 plus 1 is 6. And 5/8. It's a good thing we're almost done, boys and girls. 6 and 5/8. Izzy, sit down. Sit down. I'm sorry. Oh, boy. At least it's not a child hitting me in the head with something. 3 8/12 plus 2 7/12. All right, circle my whole numbers, right? 8 and 7 is 15/12. Oh, this is an easy one. 12/12, right? Which is 1 whole, and I have 3/12. What's an equivalent fraction to 3/12? Put that on our Google Classroom. 3 and 2 is 5 plus 1 is 6 and 3/12. What's that equivalent fraction? So it was a good lesson today, right? Because you already had all the tools in your noggin. Hopefully it went pretty well. And I will see you kind of sort of on here later.